get started, shall we? Ahmed, why don't you begin for us, please?
Yes, done. So today I work on implementing just test cases on our GitHub action, and so I have added it. And after that, our existing test cases were failing due to we updated our existing functions, but test cases were not updated. So I work on that part and make it working. Already created test cases also. So I'm creating pull request for it now.
Okay. When do we get to apply the test cases and actually see the, seeing some results?
Yeah. So let me share my screen. What exactly? So Jerry, can I show him what we did?
Go ahead.
See here.
Mhm.
So see inside the GitHub action, you can see here we added one more step, build server. Here, run just test cases. If if we have written test cases and anyone will be fail and test cases will fail, we then build will not successful. So that we added here. And since here we run 15 test cases, all pass here. That's why build got success.
Okay.
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
But one test cases were failing. I commented it out, so make the build pass here. But now I fixed that also. So we can easily identify if we are working on existing functionality and we did not update the test cases, it will fail.
How much percentage coverage do you think you have so far?
Uh, like we have not completed more than 20% also.
Really?
Only, yes.
Okay. So we got ways to go.
Yes. Since we can, so we have like 5,000 lines code, and one code is calling. We are interdependency code here. Like, yeah, that's why it's technical. If
Right.
you will see here, I will show my code here. Only register mutation. And let me go here. See how many walking we are doing it. This is called so register a user successful. So we are doing lots of methods. So see, upstart user get by phone, user invite request, player ID, get user SOT, get member by phone lookup, add chat member, all those whatever inside our onboarding, we need to talk and like respecting the what should be the go. Oh, it should be go line by line.
Okay. Okay. And what else are you working on?
Yeah, that this is the only thing I work today.
Okay.
I don't have other things like yesterday I told you I will work on this part today.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ahmed.
Full request.
All right. Thank you. Ismail, how about your update?
Yeah. So yesterday mm, checked the in-app review. Seems to be working on iOS and Android fine. So I think I was reading the library, and this they say that there are some inconsistencies with how this behaves, um, and what these inconsistencies are. But they say it behaves different basically on different devices, different iOS versions or different Android versions. Um, but it is implemented properly uh, from following the Expo guidelines that they have. So
Okay.
not exactly sure why it didn't work on Todd. If he had left a review, if he had seen it before.
I wonder if we could
Um,
add analytics to it. Maybe
what's
so.
that?
I wonder if we could add analytics to it so we know when it's being interacted.
Well, the thing is, if you add the analytics, you're going to add it inside a if statement, and the even sometimes if the if statement falls and it requests to show the model, it could not show it. If that makes sense. So you wouldn't really know
Let's see.
if the user actually saw it or not. You would know if the conditions were met for the user to see it, but you wouldn't know if they actually saw it.
Okay, so you did see it on a both Android and iOS device?
Well, on iOS, I tested it on my personal a while back, and yeah, it popped up, and I left a review.
I I do. I was going to comment. I see we got a lot of reviews in the past week. I think we got. I see 10 more reviews on iOS in the past week, and in Android we're like at 4.2 stars right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
nice.
Well, sounds like it's working.
Yeah.
That's great news. Todd, did you ever see a modal pop up to review the app in the App Store on either an Android or an iOS device?
No, not that I recall. And even doing some screen reports and doing testing with you on the phone with me, trying to perform the actions necessary to trigger it, I wasn't able to get it to come up for some reason.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll try some more tests.
Yeah, I'll keep testing it.
Make sure you're on 27 and you have an account that you haven't left a review on before. And when I say account, I don't mean Circles, I mean Android account, like the Play Store.
Oh, wait a minute. John, now that I think back, we've had these test phones for a while. And it's only recently that we've been able to do some real testing with them. But now that I'm thinking back to when we first got the phones, I think the very first thing you had me do with those phones is do reviews.
Yeah,
On,
I don't know if that would actually prevent it from showing up or not.
If you have a
No.
previous review, yeah, that's one of the conditions that it will not. It's like maybe I'm not 100% certain, but I think after a certain time it might, or it might not at all. So, but
Okay,
yeah, leaving a review definitely affects the modal popping up.
I see. Okay. Well, it does look like the review counts are going up, so it must be working for the public. Okay, so what else?
After that, I updated the flash list to use 1.8. Now that's the latest. That's the latest stable version. They are working on version 2.
Mhm.
It's still in alpha, and that's as I mentioned. I was talking to me yesterday about this property, and he was saying that in version 2 we're going to have support for this prop that would basically allow us to stay in place when we get new data. It's just a song. They're not going to add that support to version 1, which is 1.8 to 1.9, whatever it is. They're going to add it in version 2, and that I don't know when that's going to be out, but if alpha seems to be stable, so maybe it's not too long. That would give us the ability to basically stay in place when we get a new message.
But I mean, even with the version 2, we cannot upgrade to version 2. I mean, we can, but we're not gonna be able to use this property because this will be only enabled for new architecture. And we're not enabling it yet. And yeah, to enable new architecture, it's gonna be a lot of work because it's not just a flash list. We have to look for other libraries we using, reanimate it, just like all of that. So
Right.
it's gonna be a lot of work.
Like
But-
when new architecture, like React Native upgrade and
Yeah, yeah,
Mm.
yeah. You have to upgrade a lot of things, and they all have to be in sync. And with the new architecture, there's a lot of breaking changes.
Mhm.
Some are documented, some that they will be only exclusive to your project that you will stumble upon.
Great.
Yeah, so
I see. But then there's that other list you were talking about.
yeah,
That's popular.
yeah, that's serious mail. Yeah,
Hmm. It'd be interesting to see what would happen if we installed it, like how reliable it is, or how many things break. Would you expect to mean that it would work right away, or would also need a little?
the new list.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like the way how it is, it's like it's similar to the flash list in terms of its API. So
Mhm.
we're not gonna be doing a lot of code changes,
Mhm.
but it might be something that it's special to it that we need to take care of it to work, of course. But I don't think it's gonna be a lot. Like we're not gonna need to be dealing with things that are unknown or hard to fix.
Okay. Well,
And we would do it in only in one place, like gradually. Like the feed, for example, the chat, maybe it's gonna be a little bit tricky.
we don't
But
have. Yeah, that's a good point. We don't have to use it everywhere.
Yeah, we don't have to use everywhere.
Okay, maybe that's a consideration too. I'd like to see how it works with this, at least the upgraded version. I know it's not the latest, but did it get any improvement, Ismail, that you noticed?
Well, after updating on my simulator, it's kind of hard to tell. You would really know it on your device.
Yeah.
But looking at the changes they made, I wouldn't expect, anything dramatic.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Um, well, maybe if you had some capacity, I mean, it would be interesting to try the list on the feed, the new one that you're even talking about, see how that works.
Me?
Yeah. The
Yeah.
maybe just try it out on Discover feed, for instance.
Okay.
Be curious if it makes a big difference, especially if it worked really well, like right away. That'd be nice. So maybe later today, depending on how things go. I do want to try and get that build in. We got all the pieces coming together now. Ismail, how did it end up going yesterday with the stuff you were working on?
Yeah, let me finish my update. So, um, let's see, we left off updating flash list. After that, I started looking at the verification screen with the dog lottie with the texting where it starts re-rendering. That one ended up taking a lot more time than I had expected. And what I noticed was it wasn't like a lottie problem; it was the whole screen that was getting um, re-rendered. So I tried a lot of different things, removing the reanimated, removing the lottie, removing, piece by piece, still re-rendered. So then at the end, I figured out that the problem wasn't with the screen itself. It was with we have this on success function. I mean, you know which one I'm talking about for verification. To be more specific, you have um, the what is it called? On phone verification hook. Do you know what I'm talking about? I mean, you, can you guys hear me? Hello, can anybody hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yep.
Yep.
I mean, can you hear me? Yes, maybe you stepped away. But anyway, I was gonna say one of the hooks. There's a change made to it where it basically takes a function, on success function, and the problem was where that was called, which led to that whole screen being re-rendered. So I had to change where that's called, and I called it after we get a 200 HTTP 200. That means the API was successful in verifying. And after doing that, that seemed to fix the problem where it re-rendered once you hit that verification. Now let's see here.
So that did fix it though, huh?
Yeah, it seemed to fix it. I'm just doing more testing when it fails. I just remembered that I had that kind of because I finished that last line and I had taken some notes. I just want to make sure when it fails, it actually fails. It doesn't like do anything to move you over to the next screen. But I'll check that right now. But yeah, that did fix the re-render. For that screen at least in particular. And last thing I worked on was the end date, where if you select on an event a start date that's like, let's say, today's date is the 6th. If you select on the 8th, obviously the end date has to be equal to that or after. So I changed that, and the problem was on iOS because at least the visual, like you see it update automatically. I kind of, or in the code, I was like, oh, if it's equal to Android, update it. If it equals to iOS, don't worry about it because it does it by itself. But it looks like it just updates the visual of it, but not the actual state. So now I have it update the state, and now it should work fine on iOS and Android, and you shouldn't have an end date before the start date. It shouldn't be possible.
Okay, excellent. You just
And
reminded me of
yeah,
something too, Ismail. I don't want to forget. There's some duplicates happening in chat, and
I was going to give information on that. Yeah, so it looks like this might be related to the asynchronous upload because I found it happening twice. Let me forward these into development. They're received a minute. We got them a minute apart from each other. I don't know if you can click into Sentry links, Ismail, but both of those are examples.
you send it out Sentry. Okay, the first one.
These are identical API requests we received for create message that were received a minute apart.
A minute apart.
Yes.
And this is what's the message? Is it just a text message or media?
It was a text plus media, like plus text plus one image.
Okay. I see create messages call, get all groups, and then create message again.
Yes, and if you go, these create message calls, if you look at the timestamp, they're different.
Correct. They're a minute apart.
Mm-hmm.
And who is this? The user? Do you know the user?
They're two different users.
it's
There's
just
two
random
different
users.
users. So like they came from two different people. Is what you're saying?
Yeah, if you look in the create message body, you'll see that there's two different. Well, you can see the requesting user key.
Oh yeah, requesting user key. I see it here. Just scroll down. It looks like it's the same requesting user key.
Correct. They're creating duplicate messages. So if the timestamp is a minute apart, but the message input is identical.
And you said these APIs were called by two different users?
Yeah, so we got two cases of this issue.
Well, two cases of the issue, but like the same user created the message twice.
It was a duplicate for two different cases, so you have four.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I just got a little confused when he said there was two different users who created the same message.
Sorry. Two different users created duplicate messages. They didn't create the message, but
And they both are the same thing, an image and a text message?
correct. And the reason I know that they're identical is the image URL is the same for both the cases.
Mm-hmm.
Because Cloudinary would have generated a new URL if it were a different upload.
Correct. And we're thinking this is front end?
I don't know what else it could be because we're getting two requests from the front end.
Well, I know one thing. When we send a message and a text, we send them separately. We shouldn't send them as one message. Right? That was my understanding. So could there be a problem with the logic there?
Well, that's what I see in the request body that you're sending both. Well,
correct. But even though we do send both, it should separate them.
We do separate them. Correct.
Okay. And that logic is fine. There's nothing like.
I tried to reproduce it in a dummy group, and I couldn't reproduce.
And it looks like they're on build 20. Let me see the other user, what build they were on. The other user's on build 27, so they're on. Yeah, I see it happen on 20 and 27. Interesting. Okay. Never ran into this one before. I don't see how it could be sent twice, and why would it be a minute apart? Like we don't have any timeouts or anything like that. I mean, I could try to investigate. Yeah, I'll investigate this. Let's see.
We have the session replays you can look at for those users.
Yeah. Um, this doesn't make any sense. How can you send the same thing twice? And it's not. Let me see. And it shows in the chat duplicate messages, right?
Yeah.
So image and a text. Okay. I mean, if they're right after, if they're like, if they fire like one after another, that would make more sense with the fact that they're 1 minute apart makes it more confusing. Where's the session replay? What's the easiest way to find out for the specific instance?
What we could do is we could take the timestamp. So if I want to go share this window,
I want to see what the user does. Maybe if they do a certain action. Yeah.
and this was time was May 6th, 3:07 p.m. Okay, so she's in a different group right now. Typing a message.
What's that space under her? Or is that the keyboard? You can't see the keyboard.
Yeah. So then
Okay, so she typed the message and then she left the group right away.
Correct, but this is not the group that had the duplicated message. So she went into the Never Board Club chat. Now she's sending another message. And she sends it.
Oh, wait, I think I see. Give me a second here.
It didn't. Let's see. I'm gonna pause it right here.
So do this, let's send this, and as this is loading, I'll go to another one and say, hi, test. And then we go to a third one and say, hi. Fine. This is fine. This is fine. So, but maybe send like two. Let me try this. Let me send a video. Takes a while. Maybe as that's uploading, I send you an image and send both at the same time. Yeah, I see. I just saw some weird behavior. A little bit of jumping.
Now, no, it was in 2 different groups.
That wasn't 2 different groups, correct? Hmm. I don't see any duplicates though. Not yet, at least. Hmm.
I'll be back in a few minutes. If I'm not back, you guys go ahead and keep continuing. Just give me a few minutes.
So I don't see. Okay, and is this where this occurred? Can you send me that link again? Or sorry, can you send me the link for that session replay?
Yeah. Let me send you. This would be for all of the users, and like for that same user in that time range.
Okay.
So there's like 4.
You can just Slack me up.
Yep. There you go.
All right, thank you. Let's see. And you were just playing the first one, right?
I send you the what?
I said you were just playing the first one.
Which one was I playing? This one was 58 seconds. I was playing this one, this third.
Third. Because I think I saw something interesting in that third one.
This one?
Well, the one you were playing.
Yeah.
So
So
she has the cup of coffee picture. And she sends it.
and I guess she backgrounded the app.
Correct. Well, did she?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's where it ended.
Okay, so that one's sent. That message sent successfully.
So this is her back in the app.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like so. This is the time the second
But
message.
wait, I see the same cup of coffee.
Yeah, she sent the same picture to 2 different groups.
2 different groups. Yeah. With a different text message, it looks like.
Yeah. So this girl runs a coffee business, and she's like, this is her group,
Mm-hmm.
like for her followers, and she sent that picture.
Correct. She also left right away.
So,
So,
so she sent morning coffee to her group, and then backed out, went into Neverboard Club, and then she did. Okay, so I don't know if this is by accident or not, but it looks like when she tried to go into Neverboard Club,
mhm.
she like went back in the group. I don't know if this is session replay, but she like ended back in the group, and then she went to because they swapped out on the list because their index swapped in the lobby.
Mm.
Now she's sending the same picture to the Neverboard Club. And
Correct. A different text message.
So this at 26, this would be, let me see if this is the same message. Yeah. So this was at 06. This would be probably one of these fetches. I don't know which one. Well, I don't. This might be for get file signature too, like get signature for upload because it looks like this fired off right when she tapped. And then at 06:25, we fetch to this, but this is probably to refetch her lobby.
So are you in that group? The one that has a duplicate?
Yes.
And you can see the duplicate, right?
Yep.
And it's 1 minute apart?
Yep. I'll send you a screenshot.
Okay, okay. Interesting. It's just
Okay. I slacked you the screenshot. Oh, look. I can actually see right here. We have the trace that has, I can see, so create message. So when did create message get called? Create message got called. Right here. This was the first create message.
this is the second one, you mean?
This is the first. From her.
How's it calling here when she's transitioning between screens?
She hit send, so that would have triggered the asynchronous upload.
Oh yeah, that's right. It wouldn't send it just yet.
Yeah. So then, because yeah, here's Cloudinary signature, and then this is. So she, while the image was uploading, she backed out to the lobby.
And then back into the same screen.
I don't know. Let me watch it. So she's in a lobby. Get all group is called, and then she backgrounds the app. I wonder if maybe try it with a bad network connection. Because then her next session replay is only 7 seconds. She comes in here. And then this is, I don't see the create message in here.
Mhm.
But the duplicates were already made at this time.
I think it's an image. It also should upload pretty fast.
I wonder if she's on. Could she be on? Let's see. Do we know anything about if she's on Wi-Fi or not? I can find this out. No, it looks like she's on Wi-Fi.
Doesn't guarantee stableness, but yeah.
So let me try to do this from.
This is a very heavy image. Like one of the new iPhones or something.
Let me. Okay, so I hurried up. I locked. I reopened the app. Where's my group? Yeah, my image just never uploaded. Let me try to upload again. So I back out to the lobby. Background the app. I foreground the app. The image is still uploading. My image is still uploading. I don't know if my connectivity is bad or what. It's just all the app just isn't working now. Like okay now. Yeah, that was something with my connection.
Well, I can hear you fine.
No, it was with my I was on my cell connection on my
Oh.
phone. I'm on my computer now. Yeah, that message never sent. Can't just send it a normal case. Oh. Okay, now that's weird. Now it uploaded the image I was trying to upload that failed, and then it uploaded the new image.
What happened?
I didn't get a duplicate yet, but the image that I was trying to upload that previously failed came through fine now.
Hey, Jerry, the duplicate I saw was in a topic. I don't know if that has something to do with it. Could that have anything to do with it?
Let me find the other one. The other one was in the chat.
No, it's in main. Yeah. Oh, this is screenshot.
Okay. Not in a preview window, but just
No,
a straight message. Okay. No duplicate here. Yeah, let's see.
I mean, the thing is, on send message can only be triggered on a button press, right? So I'm just kind of trying to see what's the case that could potentially cause this. So if it can only be triggered on a button press, that means it can't be triggered like 1 minute automatically after, or automatically 1 minute after it gets recalled. That wouldn't make any sense. Like, it's not possible.
I'm gonna.
It's
Huh? I'm checking amplitude as well to see if we have anything.
Yeah.
This was what time? 3:05 p.m. UTC. So that'd be what? 6 hours before.
And we're both instances exactly 1 minute apart.
What's that?
We're both duplicates for both users, exactly 1 minute apart.
Roughly about a minute.
Mm.
This is her sending this. Never board club. The conversation selected.
Well, we have a message that we or on amplitude. I'm just curious here to see. There's chat action message sent. There's two types, either group or one-on-one. What does that say?
This one?
Let me see your screen. So I was looking at the code. Yeah, so the one that's a group.
And this was the one that is not duplicated. So I'm
Okay.
looking.
And we know by the message key or what?
Well, message sent doesn't give us the message key.
It gives us only message count. Do we know the message count from the other one?
But this is group member count.
Or group member count. Okay, so it doesn't give us any details about. Let me see here.
Yeah, I'm still trying to find the message sent.
Well, here's one thing that can help us. It gives us has media. Look for ones that has media.
This one has media false.
Yeah, we want the ones that has media. Is it true?
Message sent false.
Can you do a filter for only those like or only for a message sent?
Yeah. Okay.
And do you have a time stamp on the other one?
The timestamps that I see for these messages, they're 06 and 07. So this is in UTC, right? 06 p.m. Let's see. And then Amplitude's logging it in Pacific. So
well, 06 it checks out there.
To PST. 8 a.m. Pacific time.
8.
So what is okay. No, okay. So this is all messed up. This is in Central Time. This is in my local time.
Yeah.
In Pacific time. So this
it checks out because it has media to true and it's 06.
Right.
But if you notice, there's no 07.
Right.
So that means that button didn't get, or that function at least, didn't get triggered twice.
Well, in addition to that, Ismail, this is the wrong group.
Oh.
This is her group. This is this group here. Cold Brew by Estrella. This is not the group that we were looking at. The one we were looking at was Never Board Club. And I don't even see a message in Never Board Club until 30 minutes later. And let me make sure. Let me see if she sent that message later.
This one doesn't have media.
Right. This is a different message. Just confirmed too. So I do not see two things. Well, I don't see a 10:06 event for a message sent in Never Board Club.
The duplicate is in Never Board, but you don't see the message here on Amplitude.
Correct.
And they're 1 minute apart according to our API and according to the Sircles app, our timestamps we have there.
And session replay.
And session replay, but we don't see it here.
Correct.
Maybe you're looking at today. Was that yesterday or today?
Today. This is today. May 6th. And this is May 6th.
Hmm. Is there any other ones that have has these as true? Can we go through them real quick?
As media is true.
Yeah.
Just this one at 06. But if I go to a session replay, this message, if I go to her stack, her trace, and I look where she hit create message right here, and let's see if I can get a more specific time. Yeah, 06. This is the message that she sent in here
Mm-hmm.
in the Coffee by Estrella group. This time, shoot, come on. So, yeah, so she sends the image. It's not fully done uploading, but then create message gets called right here. This call right here, and this is the message you can see. It says 6:01:38. So it'd be, or no, 11:01:38. So this would be at 01. And if I'm looking at the times, let me find the time she clicked the button. Morning coffee. So right here, she would have hit send. Do I have a breadcrumb right here? Yeah, and this was at 06 on the dot. And that would line up with this message here.
Mm-hmm.
So now we go.
But wait, yeah, that was the Cool Brew one.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Cool Brew is that one. Yeah, but so the timestamp is right on both Amplitude and here.
Yeah.
Okay, what time did she press the other one? And the Never Board. That
06.
that one's the one that got duplicated.
This is the one that got duplicated, right?
And this is what time is this?
This says 6:23.
And the other, so this is like 23 seconds later, right?
Yes.
But both duplicate messages were never caught by Amplitude.
Right. So this is the initial sending of what ended up duplicated.
Mm-hmm.
So she sent this, and then
did she press on send?
I mean,
it looks like she did, right?
It looks like she did. Let's see. I don't see a tap. Or no, there's a press. Yeah, there we go. There's a press.
There is a press. Okay.
Yeah.
And that press should trigger Amplitude. Weird.
Mm-hmm. And we can tell because this right here in the trace, this is where she ended up calling. Why do I not see it in here? Okay. Yeah, this is what ended up calling generate Cloudinary signature.
And that gets called and everything. Okay.
When once you hit press,
Can we look at the other user? Since this, there's like a gap here on amplitude, like the other duplicate.
you find the other one.
And for sure, she never tries to upload it again, right? Like she's the one who reported the duplicate.
Correct.
Well, I guess she can't because it has the same Clavnary key.
So, right, exactly the same
Yeah.
key. So let me get this session replay pulled up. Okay, so this one came at yesterday. This was last night, 1:32 a.m. And this is all in UTC. Okay. So this is the first session replay. You gotta try and find the message. Okay, never. It was in the same chat too.
It was okay. Interesting.
Okay, let's see. Okay, this is the message that got duplicated. Beautiful day.
Mm-hmm.
This typing is pretty hungover.
Mm-hmm.
And now
now they're going up, but
Yeah.
they never left the chat.
Yeah, the session replay ended here.
Interesting.
And then if I go up,
This picks up, or just this is a different session replay.
this
So
is-
when does it decide when to end and when to continue?
it said that he backgrounded the app.
Oh,
So here's him back in the chat. Yeah. Look, so now he's back in the chat.
mm-hmm.
And you can see when this clears up, there's the duplicate up there.
Mm. Okay, so it looks like they both backgrounded the app. I'm seeing that.
Yeah, it looks like the background of the app, like right after sending the message. That looks to be common between them.
Okay, let me try that on my physical phone.
Let
On
me
my simulator, I'm not getting much luck, but on my physical phone,
let me see if I can get anything from this guy's amplitude. So
background of the app.
at what time did he send? At 31.
Mm.
This was at
Maybe I have to background the app for longer. Let's try that again.
at 31:46. $31.46. Never board club it. Was it 1:31? What time is this?
How long did he back? Oh yeah, can you tell how long he backgrounded the app for? Is that what you're trying to figure out?
I'm trying to see if I could find where his message was sent.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't even see a message sent event in amplitude either here. Because he sent the message at 8:31:46. And at 8:32:30, we have a session end. But I don't see a message sent right here.
Is that a clue? He sent the message and did the message? Is that consistent with both of them? Did both users send a message and then shortly after end the session?
Yeah.
That's your clue right there.
and that means they closed the app.
Right. But something kept running, obviously.
Hmm.
When did
And
they
both messages are not reported on an amplitude, the duplicates. Is that correct, Jerry?
Correct.
Weird.
And that is a common behavior. Like in iMessage, you'll send a message and then background the app.
Well, they closed it. I think they didn't just background it.
Okay. Fully force closed, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that seems like it could be recreated.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that right now. But I think when you fully force close it, it should not send. It should stop the sending, right?
Well, we don't want it to stop sending.
It's not up to us. We don't have.
Does that
we have,
mean
like we're at the moment because we need to stay uploading until the images finish uploading.
I see. So is it impossible to send a message and then close the app?
Well, it's other apps do it. Like some of them would resume once you, I guess, are back in.
Hmm.
I don't know how much how much of that we have and how much work it'll take for us to kind of get there. That would be, I'd call it in advanced uploading, which we still don't support.
I see.
That
So
probably won't be easy to support. It's gonna take some work.
yeah. So currently, a user who sends a message and then closes the app, but the message still sent. That's what's weird. Not only did it send, it sent twice.
It did send. That is the weird part.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe. So the session ended a minute after the user sent the message. Jerry,
You're asking if the message sent was
the session ended. Like, did he end it right after he sent?
let's see. So he hit send at 31:46, and then not immediately, he ended it about at 31:52, which was 6 seconds later.
Well, why did amplitude pick it up either? That's also weird. Because like amplitude doesn't wait for the API to like finish or anything. It just sends it right away.
Mm-hmm. So I don't see where they sent where amplitude sent a package. I wonder if they might have had like some network issue that prevented amplitude from getting notified, because like I don't see an amplitude.
Wait a second. Yeah, that could make sense.
Mhm.
We have retry logic.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember how we have like a 1 or 2 second delay or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and if it doesn't send, we retry again automatically.
Mm-hmm.
That's how maybe we're getting those duplicates. It's that retry logic. Maybe we shouldn't have retry for mutations, only for queries.
That makes sense.
Does that mean it won't send if the user closes the app?
It doesn't send if the user closes the app regardless. So what I'm thinking is, since amplitude is not picking it up, you're right, Jerry. Maybe it's a network issue. And if the network did get weak or disconnected, the retry logic will kick in. And then you have two queued. So when you do have an internet connection, it'll send both. Maybe. This is just a theory I have. And maybe there's a minute in between until it uploads. And if it's slow, it's going to take a little bit to upload.
Maybe I see it took them 4 seconds to upload the image. That is the Cloudinary upload. It took 4 seconds. Maybe we should put that little grayed out loader on the image that we had originally, along with the status bar when it's an image, just because it's another visual cue. What do you think, Ismail?
Do what now?
Remember, we used to have the loader, like you send an image and the image would be grayed out immediately, but like a loader on top of it.
Well, the image wasn't grayed out. The whole screen gets grayed out.
Is that what it was? Yeah, blurred, right?
Yeah, the whole screen gets blurred with the loading screen, but the image wasn't grayed out. No.
Okay, but yeah, it was definitely clear to the user to wait.
Yes, and that was our initial logic. We said we wanted to do asynchronous support.
Yeah, I
So
mean, I
that
guess
just goes back to square one.
it depends on we could do both. Well, unless we can solve this.
Well, even with that, the duplicate will still happen with the retry logic. The problem isn't with the user leaving the app, is what I'm coming to the conclusion of. I'm thinking it's because they had a weak internet. And you know how if the API doesn't work or retries, we maybe retry like twice or 3 times.
Okay.
I think that's being applied to both mutations and queries. I have to double check. Okay. But if it is, we don't want it to be applied on mutations. That could cause these duplicates. We just want that logic to be applied on queries. So I need to check if it is. And if it is applied on mutations, if that could be why. That's because like amplitude is not picking up any of these messages. So therefore there probably was like the internet got disconnected or something. Weird thing is, even when the internet came back, why did it not?
Yeah, and 2 different people, I think that's unlikely that they both happen to have an internet.
No. They actually both have the same, behavior where amplitude doesn't register. They're click.
Okay.
So
that could also be explained different ways too.
Not really, because amplitude, if you click it, you have to register the click through an internet connection.
I would confirm that by just looking at other users and making sure we do register those clicks.
They are registered. We do see them.
Okay.
We just didn't see them for those specific 2 users.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, this just makes sense to me. Like I know for sure we're not sending 2. Like on the back end, there's no like it's not possible to send 2 messages, because the way to send a message is you have to press the button, and if you did not press the button twice, you can't send 2 messages. There's a and the request is coming from the front end, so it is a front end. The front end is the one that's sending it, and it's sending 2 of them. So there has to be something it has to be sending the second one programmatically. That means not from a user interaction. But in our app, that's not possible, except through retry. If it does affect mutations, which I still have to check.
Okay.
And if it is, then I do have to disconnect retries from mutations. I think that's good practice to begin with. If you think about it, we never want to, whether it's creating an event, whether it's creating a topic, whether it's whatever it could be.
So what would happen in the case where a user tries to send the message with an image and then closes the app?
It will not send it.
Well, what if it's background the app?
It should be fine for as long as it's not like a very long video, and if you background the app for long enough and you start opening other apps, eventually it will kind of soft close it. I don't know what it's called, but
that's why I think the blur effect might be good to prevent people from closing the app.
Do what now?
The blur effect might be good to prevent people from closing the app.
Well, yes, but that would trap the user there until it's done uploading. And that would take us back to square one. If that is what we want to do until we have.
Or the alternative, I guess, is they come back and they see that it says not sent.
Let me think about that. The only problem with that is how are we gonna know if it was sent or not, right? The back end would have to be responsible for that. Well, the thing is, no, not even the back end. You know why? Because when we upload an image, the first thing it does is it tries to upload it to Cloudinary. That's the lengthy part. Now, if it started uploading to Cloudinary and stopped, I don't think the backend would have access to that data, right, Jerry?
What's that?
So, John wants to display a not delivered message if the message doesn't go through. Like you started uploading something and you close the app.
That would have to be handled in cache, I would think.
Well, we would have to know, how would we know if it got uploaded or not? Because it gets uploaded to Cloudinary. And what I was saying is, if it was midway uploading to Cloudinary and you close the app, it's gonna stop uploading to Cloudinary.
Oh,
But we don't have access to that. If like,
well, we have the URL. We have the URL for the image.
how do we have that URL? It's not generated yet. It's still uploading to Cloudinary. Doesn't it get generated after it finishes uploading?
I think you have that key already. If not, we might be able to provide it.
How do we have the URL key? Because I get that from the response from the Cloudinary.
I'm trying to remember. Let me see what Cloudinary.
Like, I'm pretty sure I call the Cloudinary upload. After it finishes, a promise succeeds and or completes, and I get the URL from that promise. But it has to finish uploading first.
Well, it creates the, let's see, signature timestamp folder. I'd have to remember. Yeah, that's possible. You're right. Okay, that is possible. It may not be in Cloudinary, but the create image calls. I mean, not create message. Create message falls. Well, create message gets called. Sorry, after it's uploaded to Cloudinary.
Yes, that only gets called after it's uploaded. So that's what I'm saying. Like that takes like 400 milliseconds to send the message after the URL is uploaded. And that's a very light message. Now the lengthy part is uploading to Cloudinary. And if we close the phone while it's uploading to Cloudinary, I don't think we have access to whether it failed or not. Like, do we know if an upload was initiated and then it was like canceled or whatever?
I don't think it's quite easy, but possibly.
Yeah, but that is, I guess, we're kind of going a little bit off topic here. Now that will be useful for John if we want to have that not delivered, it would have to be through that. Like it would have to be like Cloudinary has to basically help us because it's the one that starts the upload. It's the one that gets canceled. So they have to tell us, hey, an upload was started, but it never went through. So if we can access that data in our app, then we can add that feature.
Okay, maybe Ahmed could look into that tomorrow.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, probably let's diagnose it first. Know definitively the problem.
Yeah. So, but that now just to be clear, that anytime or at the moment a user closes the app, it will cancel the upload. The message will not go through.
Right.
So,
but I still don't get how 2 messages went through, not 0 ended up being duplicates.
well, that's what I'm saying. That's now going back to the problem that we're having 2 messages. I think it's like I can't see any possible way of that function getting called twice, other than through that retry logic.
So I mean, maybe the solution is there. It's not like the message did not send. So I'd rather solve the duplicate issue than solve what do we do if it doesn't send, because it did send.
Well, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, like, so there's a time frame where if it fails
Yeah, I understand. Give me a second to explain this, because think about it. We don't have a problem sending the messages, but we will have a problem sending the messages if we remove the retry. And maybe we should be solving for something else, being that the message did send and everything worked pretty much as planned, except for one thing, which is a duplicate. Maybe we could figure out how to solve a duplicate and we get the best of both worlds.
Well, that's what we're trying to. Yeah. So
But
we need
still,
to see. Yeah.
Mhm.
We need to see
Still-
why we are getting the
Yeah.
duplicates to begin with.
Yeah,
that's
the
that's
first
kind
thing,
of
yeah. You get,
like right now.
Mhm.
Oh, sorry, I think you're getting cut off. Were you
No, go
talking?
ahead.
Yeah, I was saying. Okay, so right now where we're at is, if we're sending a message, we close the app, it doesn't send. Like until we have to add that logic later if we want to try it.
But it did send.
Yeah. But I'm saying if we close the app, I'm saying, so let's take it step by step so we don't confuse things.
Do we know that for sure? Because this
Yes,
user,
I know that for sure. There's no way he can send it. Like if he had if he had closed the app and it was there, that means it's sent before he closed the app.
okay,
Because like think about it. There's steps. Like first you need to upload. Then after you upload, you need to call our mutation. So if if it was uploading and you close the app, let's say somehow it did finish uploading, how would it go to step 2 if the app's closed? Like the JavaScript code is not. If the app's closed, like you know what I mean?
I don't know. But I know the problem wasn't the user's message didn't send. The problem was it sent twice.
Yeah, but they didn't close the app before it finished. I don't think that
Okay.
was the problem. Well, I'm sure that's not the problem because it's not possible to send it if the app's closed. Because, like I said, there's steps: step 1, step 2, step 3, and that's code that has to be run on your phone. The app is closed. That code is not running.
You don't think the retry happens with the app close?
Oh no. Because
Okay.
again, retry is JavaScript running again. Code apps closed, no retry.
Okay. All right.
Like
Well,
there's no.
let's
Because
get
like this is not
confirmed.
happening on the back end. If it was happening on the back end, I'll be like, yeah, okay. This is all happening on the front end. If the app's closed, no front end code can execute.
Well, let's get some confirmation so we know for sure. And
I mean, I
then
just tried it right now. I just uploaded a message. I closed the app, opened my message. It wasn't there.
I see.
If you background it, it can finish, yeah. But if you close it all the way, it can't.
I see.
And even backgrounding, there's probably limitations there. So if it's something light, it's almost finished and you background it, it will. But if it's like something very heavy, there's a possibility that it could cancel out at some point.
Yeah.
Now, as far as the duplicates, that's what I need to know how it got duplicated. That's our main problem right now. And I can't, like I said, the front end doesn't send like there's no logic for the front end to. There's no logic in my function itself to say, hey, try again if it fails. The only retry logic I can think of is on the Apollo level. And I don't even know if that affects mutations or not. So I have to confirm that it does.
Mhm.
And if it does, I have to find a way to not have it be applied to mutations. So yeah, I still have some research to do before I can say for sure.
Okay. Well, in the meantime, have you reviewed Amin's PRs and has Amin reviewed your PRs?
I reviewed yesterday's PRs. Today I did not review any PRs. I don't know if there's any pending. I can check. And I did send Amin my PR. You got that, Amin, right?
Yeah, I did review it and I sent you a message about like I have a comment regarding the change you did there.
Yeah. So, like the unsuccess causes it to navigate. So basically, the problem is with the like. Do you know the re-render we were talking about?
Yes, I know it, and I'm not sure if you remember that re-render was caused when like there's some changes you did like regarding when we're gonna do the alert to let know the user like we send in the message, like we change the place from where we're calling it and that starts to happen.
Mm, the alert.
Yeah, the
Which
alert, that's that what was
what
called,
alert?
huh?
Which alert are you referring to?
The alert that says, hey, we're sending you a message.
Oh. Mm,
At
no,
that
yeah.
time this re-render starts happening.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You positive?
Are we talking about like the render of the SMS code? No, like it's the screen.
When you enter the code and
Mhm.
it is successfully entered, and now it's going to go to the location screen, right?
Yeah,
Before it goes to the location screen for a split second, the whole screen re-renders.
on screen renders.
So let me show you. Let me see. I think
Yeah,
John sent it
I know it. I remember it.
yeah, if you go to development and you go to John's last message on development,
Hmm. Well, okay,
uh,
yeah. So calling that on success first, as I explained, it will unmount that step, which has other code that needs to be triggered. You see, like we have other stuff there. Like one thing is just to test if those this code still triggering, regardless of we're calling on success or not. Because if not, then we will be having problems.
mm, well, hmm, I spent a few hours on this yesterday, and so the problem is with that verification function. I can tell you that for sure. If I remove that verification and I just tell it to go to the next screen, it does it no problem. No re-rendering happening. If I add that function back, it does
Well,
re-render.
that function is a callback that you're talking about the on success.
I'm talking about the on verification function. When you when you
But
click on the
the
arrow
y-
or
y-
when you
yeah,
enter the code.
we need that callback. Like I'm not really sure. Like it's also like
No,
the
no. What I'm saying is that's what causes the re-render. Like, obviously we need the
what's
code. I'm
inside
saying
of
if
it.
what's inside of it.
You said like the code inside that function causes the render.
Yeah.
And do you know which line exactly?
Well, that I'm not sure exactly which line. I am thinking something inside the states, the way they're
Yeah.
like the order of the states in which they are triggered
Mm-hmm.
has something to do with the re-render. Um, Now I was looking at that on success. That's what takes us to the next screen, right?
Yes. On success, if you trace it back, you'll just find that it's a line of code that takes the user to the next step.
Yeah, which is what you feed. You feed that to the on verification function.
Yes,
Yeah. So the problem is not with the on success itself.
I see. Well, yeah,
The
changing
pro-
the
the
order.
problem is with the
Mhm.
states changing before the on success is called.
Okay, so the change you did, is it still relevant?
Well, the change I did seemed to basically get rid of that re-render. Everything still works as expected.
No, like, but have you verified that? Like, for example, there are a lot of other code that goes below it. Did you verify that all of the code will trigger it? For example, because why
Mm-hmm.
it what I'm asking is like that code. Most of them are like API calls, and we need to verify
Correct.
whether those API calls finished or not.
Mm, yes.
If they did finish, that's good. We don't need to do anything. If not, then maybe wrap that code into an interaction manager. So when, but yeah, that could cause a re-render in the other screen. But yeah, first step is just to verify whether those API calls are triggered or not.
And you're talking about the code inside that if statement under when you have
Yes, you have, yep, you have the cache. We
yeah.
set in the cache. We need to make sure that the cache is set correctly.
So I guess that if we have a console log as compared
Well,
to
the nature of console log, it's like
or
it's gonna is asynchronous, whereas the nature of API calls, they are async. They may be like
correct.
finished screen
Mm,
unmounted.
Okay, so what's the best way to test this?
Yeah, like for
Let's see.
example, we have the last one is the report location. That's a function. It's our function. If you go inside of it, you'll see there's like a mutation. We call it a mutation. Just make sure like there's an on end called or something like that.
Okay, let's see here. Okay, I'll check that. You guys can move on and stand up, and I'll update you.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I gotta head out. I'm catching a flight. So, Jerry, could you continue with your updates and maybe get everyone in sync? And like to aim for getting a build here with what we have so far. So production build, and maybe be able to, if it's good, push it to the App Store because it's got some small changes with some good ones that will be very valuable. So just keep me posted on Slack.
Okay. Yeah, I still got to work on that data loader stuff. We were working on those queries for the SOT all yesterday.
Right. Okay, very good. I will be in touch. Thank you guys.
All right. Thanks, Jarvis.
Yep. See ya.
Actually, let me just do this. So here's where we enter the phone number. Let me see. So, um, so now when we enter the code, we should call all the other functions, right? The APIs. So, okay. So I see we have register user API, user action, report location as well. Are you hearing me?
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. If that's the case, then yeah.
Yeah, I see that it called a few APIs after. So, and here's the because it does change screen, I see your concern. Because it unmounts that.
Yeah, it's gonna be unmounted, and but that was, I mean, that was my concern, and I guess seeing the report location there and the API calls finished, I guess that's good.
True, but the thing is, like, there's like there's something like why does it even re-render if we remove this from here, right?
Well, I think the re-render happens. It's just now.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying
Now,
to figure out. That's what I'm not 100% sure of.
yeah. So well, it's like now we just like we hide the re-render, but it did that. It still happens. It's just like that screen. It's not visible on this. It's not visible to see the re-render.
Correct, because it gets unmounted. Mm, but why it's happening? Yeah, it's something deeper. Pretty sure it has to do with the states and them changing,
Mhm.
obviously.
That's true.
Which state exactly? I still can't figure that out. Also, this unsuccess.
Well, maybe if you use the diff tools. It will help you with the re-renders. Like, can you open the if you press on what is it? I forgot it. It's called Shift M. Yeah, you have to press Shift M on your terminal and select Open Reactive Tools.
Shift N.
M.
Oh, M. React DevTools.
Yeah. Now, you have the profiler on the right side. Yep. What's okay? So what you're gonna do now is like you're gonna do a record and you're gonna do the code again, and you will see components mounting and mounting. I'm not sure if
Okay.
you're familiar with this tool, but this
I
tool
haven't
helps
played
you.
with it. No.
Yeah, but this will help you with
Where would you see them, Rick? And
you have to do a recording. You see that blood dot, the blue dot,
the what?
the blue dot
The
on the
three
left,
dots.
blue, like a blue dot on the left
Oh,
side.
blue dot on the left. Yeah.
Yeah. Now you're doing recording. When you finish doing whatever you do, you stop the recording. For example, for now, press the red dot. Has been recording. Click. There's something wrong. It was like an error there, so I'm not sure what's going on. Maybe can you stop this the other one, the diff tools? If you normally
This
do.
one.
Yeah, yeah. Let's try again.
Open
Diff tools.
DevTools.
Yeah. Maybe you need to stop. Maybe you need to stop the
The app.
metro. Yeah, metro and run it again.
Maybe I'll wait for it to load first. It's just on doing now. Shit. I usually do it somewhere else. Ugh.
No, just do shift M. Not sure what's going on here. Stop. Cannot add node. Go to the store.
Can you do it on your
Yeah.
device?
Let me see.
Does it work?
Yeah, I have the same thing. Children cannot be added. It's there. This is new.
Um, yeah.
I don't know what's
Well,
going on.
you can try that. I guess I don't want to hold everybody here. We'll try to debug it later. Maybe if you have some time. That should help us with basically with the. Would that tell you what causes the screen to re-render?
It's not. It's not gonna tell you directly, but it's helpful.
That'd be useful for information. Yeah. Yeah, but I do know, one thing I know is that it has to do with calling that on verification,
Mm-hmm.
on verify phone number. Um, but wait, the thing is, when we go here in onboarding verification code, let's see, even in this screen right here, on next, we call, oh yeah, we still call on verify. So on verify phone number, that's the same one that does the code, that verifies the code itself.
Can you repeat that?
On verify phone number.
On verify phone. I
Is
mean,
that the same
that's
function that verifies the code?
I have to look to the code again to see.
Mm-hmm. I think it is because it's the one that gets called once you submit the code,
Okay.
and that's what causes the re-render. I know that much for sure. That function. Now, what in that function does it like? Is it a state update or that I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't really tell. I need to do more debugging. That's why I just called the on success early, which like you said, you have a valid point. It might cause the other ones not to get called. Mm, so maybe I have to start commenting things out within that on phone verification to see what exactly does it. I think let's do that. Spend some more time debugging it, like that function itself. If I find anything useful, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Okay. Do you remember who wrote this function? Was this EJ a while
No,
back?
no, that code it was changed multiple times.
Multiple times. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because
Well,
I just want to know if
the new change, the last changes of that code, it was by me because we were having some issues with onboarding for Android
Mhm.
and all of that stuff. So we changed some.
Was it doing the re-rendering before those changes, or do you not remember?
I do not remember there were those re-rendering, but what I remember it was like those re-renders was start happening after we changed where we call in the alert. That's what I remember.
The thing is, it's not happening on that alert screen.
I know, but
And if I
that's
comment out this function, it also doesn't happen, which is a big
okay.
clue.
Oh,
Like if I just make a skip to the next screen, right? Like just go to the next
mhm.
screen and not call verify phone number, no re-rendering happens. So if it was related to alerts, it should still happen, right?
Yeah. Well, that's as far as I remember.
Yeah. Anyways, I'll keep at it. I'll see if I can find anything useful. So I guess just hold off on that PR review. I'll see if I can find something else. And I also need to look into the so this is the task after today. I'm gonna keep looking at this re-render, and I'm gonna look at the yesterday we saw that there's still cases where inside compose message we'd see the chat being saved. So I still don't have steps to recreate that, and I didn't look into it much yesterday because I didn't have much time. So I'll look into that today. I'm going to look into the pag. I still need to look into why the pagination is getting called multiple times. I also didn't have time to look into that. And the last one is I need to look into those duplicates that we talked about this morning, if it's caused by a polo retry logic or not. That's kind of just my quick summary for what I'm going to be working on today.
All right, cool. Let's see. Hey, Wells, was there something you needed help with yesterday and we didn't have time for it?
No, not really. We were looking into that situation with the the contact being also a Circles user, but we decided to leave that feature for later because there's something else we need to enter first in the app.
Okay, sure. Is there something else you're working on in the meantime?
Yeah. So besides that, I don't think I have something. Ismail, the refactor for the cards is going to help with that.
Did you just need a contact made for Todd Wells?
Yeah. So I was trying to find a way to get that working, but for some reason I couldn't. Perhaps because Todd is already a Circles user. So even though I have him in my contacts, since he wasn't imported before, it seems to not be imported there.
What's your user key?
Let me see here. Four 8371.
Can you Slack it to me?
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, all right. I put a contact for Todd in your contacts.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. I think we were just too in the weeds yesterday with this SOT thing that John didn't want to pivot to that. But
Mm-hmm.
I think you can continue on it if that's all you need.
Oh yeah, indeed. I will do some testing with this, see if it appears in my context. Because John basically wanted for we to show both the circle's name of the user and also the name that you have saved in your contacts.
Let me know if you need anything changed on the back end.
Okay. Do you know if the backend already provides like both names or if we
I am not sure. To be
override
honest.
one?
I'm not sure right now without having a check.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah, I will check here. I couldn't check before because I didn't have someone that was a Circles user that was already in my contacts, and for some reason, even adding it later wasn't uh, bringing it here. But now I have Todd, which is in my contacts and as a Circles user, so I will see if I could perhaps see both names.
okay.
Thank you, Jerry.
All right. Let me know. All right. Chantel, what time do you want me to send that SMS? I can send you a sample just for final review, but then we could send it out today.
Yeah, actually, John would like it if we send it to him as well. He's wanting to know if it's a segmented thing or if it's like a one size fits all. I feel like it's a one size fits all. Like if you if you don't have your blue check mark, then you get the message and then it verifies you. I don't know what else there would be
This is
to segment that.
only investors that are eligible for the check mark.
Yeah, who have invested $1,000 or more.
Correct.
Can that be accumulated with what you're doing?
Yeah, like 1,000 total.
Yeah,
I'm already doing that.
fantastic. Yeah. I don't see any reason why that would need to be segmented in any other way.
Me neither.
Can you think of anything?
Other than not in the investor chat, and you have 1,000 invested.
Yeah.
Okay. So John wants a final verification on it?
Yeah, he would like a test on that so he can see it.
Okay. I'll get that sent to him. I'll get him and you one of those. And the only thing I think is he was concerned if the user didn't have a profile image.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think we're just going to put the initials in it, or does he want?
Wait, didn't I do? I think I did a version actually. Let me.
The only one Test it, I know, was the one with the profile image.
Authenticator. Okay. Okay. Oh, templates, I think. Wait, where did that message go? Either one of them.
I'm just gonna send a. I want to send a sample that I have to the both of us to.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not seeing where that message is for some reason. I know we created it.
I have a screenshot.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah, I got the screenshot.
Mm-hmm. That's what the message would look like for iMessage.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out where it went in one signal.
I don't think it was a template. Because
It
this
wasn't?
this
Okay.
was a mess.
Huh?
This was an SMS.
Yeah, I know that, but I know we can also send SMS in one signal. I know we haven't done that yet,
Mm.
but for some reason,
Watch it. Let me. Let's do.
I thought it was somewhere I could easily find. But the good news is you have it, and that's what matters, really.
Yep. I sent one to you.
A test?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, let me make sure. I'll send another just in case. Anything?
No, I haven't gotten any texts.
Let's see. Your number ends in 3414, right?
Yep.
It says it's sent, and you did not get it. Maybe the image might be off. Let's see.
Usually I get the text messages like super quick too.
Are you sure? Like, check your SMS. Let me try to send me one because it says it's logging your number and it's saying it's sending it to your number.
Yeah, no, it's not here. My last text was 12:53 p.m.
Yeah, I just got one. I just sent it to me. Hmm. Did you maybe ever try sending stop?
No.
Mm.
I feel like we had this before where it showed up that I had stopped notifications, that I turned it off. No, yeah, I feel like that was the case, not the text messages.
I'm signing into the Twilio dashboard. Maybe I'll get something.
Okay. Hopefully.
Let's see. Yeah, it says it was delivered. 615-686-3414.
Yep, that's me.
Yep. And it says carrier network was delivered. So don't know what to say about this. Other than that, it was sent. Hmm.
Chantel, have we tried to just send you a regular text yet?
Yeah. Yeah,
And it
I've
works
gotten
just fine?
plenty of text messages in the past. Yeah.
And even this morning.
This morning? Did a different text go out this morning?
No, I'm just referring to any kind of a text. Is there,
Yeah.
You're not having
Yeah,
issues with anyone texting you right now?
No, I got my last text about an hour and a half ago.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to send you a text then. Let's see. 615
What's the number come from?
It comes from.
I got test.
That was from me. That
Yep.
was from my cell phone.
Okay.
It comes
Got
from
it.
162698945.
No. The number came from 337-578-8625.
337, that's my cell phone. But
Okay.
the Twilio is a 916-269-8945.
916-269. Okay. Okay, so I have a. Okay, can you send it to me again?
Okay.
Okay. It came through. I had to search for it. Yeah, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 texts, but I had to search for it. Weird. It said that it was flagged as spam. And so that's why I couldn't get through with it without searching for it.
Mhm. Mine isn't. Mine isn't marked as spam. But that's weird that it would be flagged as spam.
Yeah. Strange.
Hmm.
So I wonder if John got it then?
Well, I didn't send one to John, but I'll send him
Oh.
one.
I'll be right back.
Okie doke.
Well, if it looks good, Chantel, we can let me grab the list of the users. Let me find out how many people it could be.
I do think that I feel like we did go over what to say if a person doesn't have a profile.
Oh, that was a thing too. Like, yeah, well, I don't have. Ooh, that's what it was. I don't have the phone numbers for our investors.
You don't have what for the investors?
I don't have the phone numbers. I have their email and I have their name.
And so that I think the tricky thing is um being able to match up the names, assuming that
Mm-hmm.
there's only one of that name. And there's not really a way to well, yeah, it's wait, could you do something like if there's two people with the same name, ignore it?
Yeah.
Aha. Okay. Let's see. I was checking my notes. Okay, so it looks like I have a text that says investor perks unlocked. Your verified blue check mark is ready. Click below to verify your account to claim it. Link here. Let the Sircles world know you're official. Oh, okay, here. No profile picture, the text. Your profile just got an upgrade. Sircles gave you the shiny new verified check mark. Now all it needs is a profile picture to really show it off. Trust us, it'll look even better with one. Tap below to check it out and join the investors chat. There we go. Boom.
And that's the ticket picture we're gonna use, just the generic one.
I don't know. That just automatically showed up when I copied and pasted it from my document, my notes. So I'll have to send that over to him. But yeah, so could we do it so if they have a profile picture and their name is not matched with any other name, but it is matched with an investor, and accumulatively they're $1,000 or more, they get one text message.
Yes.
And then the same goes for the no profile picture, but with the different words.